Return, going to kick it to the far side, and Ced Kelly's going to go back to the 2 to get it. Ced Kelly comes straight forward, out across the 20 and the 25, and that's where the Seminoles will go on offense for the first time tonight. So anxious to see this high-powered offense that averaged 57. Opening handoff, and a 5-yard pickup for the Seminoles on the first play of the game. And that was Ced Kelly with the opening carry.
Ced Kelly, Gary Walker, Anthony Hill, Caden Mosley, multiple backs, they can run at you. And the thing about all 4 of them, they can catch the ball out in the passing routes. Screens are dangerous, and they're all fast.
2nd down and 5. Kelly gets it again, and this time he gets stonewalled at the line of scrimmage. And it's going to be 3rd down. Wayne, let's take a look at the Breda Pest Management impact players when the Seminoles have the ball.
Gary Walker, a physical, hard-working, in-between the tackle runner. Bam Henderson, an explosive, game-breaking receiver. He's the leading receiver for Benedictine. Cam Cody, just hard to move. He's a guy you have to triple team. And Houston, the leading tackler, 95 tackles for the wheel linebacker.
Breda Pest Management, the official pest control of high school football. 1st down carry, and a big run by Gary Walker up to the 35-yard line.
Right there, right down the middle. Martin Knoll, Robinson inside, and Gary Walker running downhill. He's the bigger of the back, 6 feet, 200. Watch the physical finish right there. He is just a hard-nosed, complete running back.
Gary Walker, 6 offers, including Boston College, UMass, and Stanford. And that was Mekhi Williams, the free safety for Benedictine, who signed with App, who came up to make the play. Ced Kelly gets the run to the left side, and Kelly running hard, gets 9, fumbled the ball, fumbled forward. I believe that Creekside's gotten on top of it.
Fighting for those extra yards right there, able to come up with the ball here, as you can see. Fighting for those yards and just losing. Really, right there is old lineman, buddy. He looked like he might have knocked the ball. Laverne Martin, the left guard there, looked like he might have knocked the ball out of his teammate's hand.
Yeah, what was he doing? So 1st and 10, ball sitting on the 49. Creekside has moved from the 25. Good drive started here. Handoff goes to Gary Walker again, and Gary Walker crosses the 50 and gets down to the 48.
And that's the thing about this Creekside team. For all the explosiveness, they run the ball. They try to maul you early, control the line of scrimmage with that big offensive line.
Got 2 prospects on that offensive line. The left tackle, 51, Javon Perry, has signed with Georgia Southern. And of course, Mo Dixon, that's his baby, the offensive line. That's the position group that he coaches. Second down and 9. And Gary Walker lunges down to the 44-yard line.
Big challenge inside there. Caleb Knoll, the center, playing against the Clemson commit, Cam Cody, who just is a hard man to move. We're seeing Jackson right there, the will linebacker, stepping in and making that play. But here's the down and distance that you feel like Guyton, Texas Tech signee, he has to make plays on these 3rd and medium, 3rd and long distance and get to the quarterback.
You saw the numbers for Walker, over 1,500 yards rushing. Mo Dixon feels like he's got one of the best running back groups in the state. Walker, big run, might be a house call. It is. Creekside on the board, 6-0.
And you're talking about a tempo setting drive. This is how you come out and dominate. Physical, regardless of down and distance, running the ball right downhill. Gary Walker running between the tackles, untouched really, as he breaks the line of scrimmage, and then the speed, a complete back. We talked about it, power, speed, vision right there. The offensive line doing a great job up front on those zone blocks up there, untouched until he hits the safety area of the field and then scores a long touchdown.
He blew right by the safeties as Delano Jones puts it through for the PAT.
Just right there, good blocking there. Ryland Robinson, Martin Knoll. He would have been good in touch football right there. I don't think they got a hand on him, but what an explosive and just a physical right at this Cadet defense. Something you felt like with the size and the players they have defensively, they could be able to slow the game down. But right there, Coach Dixon coming out and just going with pure attitude to get on the board.
DBHDD Red Ribbon 365 curriculum scoring drive, 7 plays and 75 yards, 810 points on the season now for Creekside.
What a great drive, and just love the physicality right there. You're talking about 3rd and 6, and still willing and able to run the ball and break it for a touchdown. This Benedictine team, they're going to have to keep pace here tonight. They're going to have to play loose, get the ball down the field.
Mallard and Washington standing deep. The kick will not reach him. It's going to be fielded at the 21-yard line instead. And running side to side and tackled at the 31. A flag does come out from the back judge. We'll wait and check the call right there. Might be going in reverse there for Benedictine. That was Cole Henderson on the return.
Field position is definitely going to be key here for the Cadets that can't beat themselves, and that's how they won 11 games in a row. Their team is very disciplined. They don't beat themselves. You have to beat them, and just starting off this series of downs with a big penalty.
During the return, blocked in the back by the return team. That penalty 10 yards from the spot of the foul, first down.
And there's the great Greg Norman, one of the top referees in the entire state, working this 4A final. Got a chance to chat with him down on the field earlier in the day. Told him to get his steps in again. We were joking about that. And, of course, Dave Reynolds is up in the booth with us as well. He's our replay and officiating expert, and we'll be checking in him as needed on a as-needed basis with Dave. But always a valuable asset for us when we get to the bins. And there's Stephen Cannon, 2,000 yards passing, 23 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions. As Wayne pointed out, nearly as lethal running the ball, over 600 yards rushing. But he gets stopped for a loss on his very first carry, and that was Cassius Birch.
Right there, quarterback, keeper, draw all the way right there, trying to get off that right side. And the thing about this defense of Creekside, they're all fast. Coach Dixon brags about a lot of these guys, especially on that defensive line, are just former running backs that got a little too big. And they decided to put their hands down, and they played with just relentless pursuit to the quarterback.
Tank Holt was in on that tackle as well. Cannon back to pass, flag out as the ball is complete out there on the edge. Caught by Stanley Smart, the running back. Now this is a talent-heavy offense for Benedictine. You've got Bubba Frazier out there at wide receiver. He's already signed with Notre Dame, and then Stanley Smart has 12 offers, and he's just a junior. Offers from Georgia Tech, Auburn, North Carolina, Minnesota, Texas Tech. So they kind of got a Texas Tech pipeline going on there to Savannah. And there's a look at Bubba Frazier. He didn't get sucked into that pipeline. He went to Notre Dame.
Holding on the offense. That penalty half the distance to the goal. Still second down.
Right there, they got left tackle Colin Ward holding on to Tavari Terrell as he just tried to get off the block right there, pulling him down. And that's the challenge for this offensive line of Benedictine, trying to match the athleticism of the defensive front of Creekside.
So second down and 17. Cannon heavy rush being flushed out of the pocket in the end zone. And he's going to get tackled at the 8-yard line. Great pursuit by this defense. And let's take a look at the impact players brought to you by Breda Pest Management when the Cadets are on offense.
Bubba Frazier, the fastest, best athlete on this Benedictine offense, headed to Notre Dame. Stanley Smart, just consistent physical inside runner, 996 yards. Cassius Birch, we talked about 76 sacks. He has 16 for Creekside, and Cozy at that corner position. He's going to match up a lot of the night against Bubba Frazier. It's going to be fun to watch that. He has 5 interceptions.
3rd and 15. Start of this game has not gone well for Benedictine. They gave up a 75-yard scoring drive, and now they're going in reverse here on their first series of downs. Cannon directing traffic and throwing and caught. Stopped short of the first down. Nice catch by Bubba Frazier, and that was Tyree Colsey who got him on the ground a yard shy of the sticks.
It looks like it, at least thinking about it right here. Creekside just kind of playing soft right here, making sure that Cannon has to throw that down in distance from the pocket. And look, possibly they're going to line up, and now they're switching out to punt the ball here, I think, which is a smart decision.
I was going to say, you cannot go for it right here, right?
This high-powered offense, but it looks like they're at least going to try to drop them off sides.
Well, Stephen Cannon is listed as the punter. Instead, they're going to go for it. They give the ball to LaDamian Guyton. Did he get there? He did. They go for it in their own end on 4th and 1. I believe he got it.
And I think what a gutsy call here by Coach Britt in his own territory right here. Wildcat. And just second effort right there. That's all second effort by Guyton. And it looks like, did the ball come?
Not until he hit the ground. So a first down for the Cadets as they go for it and pick up the first down in their own end, and a run out across the 45-yard line by Joshua Washington.
Nice job right there, Washington getting out on the edge. Good blocking over there off that right tackle by Carlton Hall on that jet sweep action. Good blocking. Nice job out there on the perimeter, blocking down the field by Stanley Smart. It's going to take a team effort. All 11 players offensively to move this ball against this Creekside defense that had just as great a season as their offense.
1st and 10 from the 39. Going to hand the ball off to Mallard. And Mallard, he picks up the first down too. So renewed energy for this Benedictine offense after picking it up on 4th down as we take a look at the starting lineups for Benedictine, brought to you by Johnny's New York Style Pizza. Ward, Nelson, Leonard, Brainerd, and Hall up front. Hall signed with Liberty. He's a great story we'll tell you later. Smart, the running back. Washington, Mallard, Henderson, the wide receivers. And Frazier also, who we already mentioned, the 4-star, headed to South Bend. So it's 1st and 10, ball at the 48. They run that inside handoff going to Bubba Frazier, and he's going to get a couple of yards on the play before being stopped by Dakari Farley.
Nice job there by Farley. Keeping that outside leverage, stepping up, making that play go back inside. Both teams, we can see a conscious effort that they're going to come out and play a physical brand. Not right now, both teams are just slugging it out at the line of scrimmage.
2nd down and 8. And I tell you what, Wayne, them going for it there on 4th and 1 at their own 24-yard line.
That is their first charge timeout of the half.
Trying to spread them out, uses athleticism running the ball.
Going to come to the near side. Frazier makes one man miss. He's got more than 10 yards and a first down for Bubba Frazier. And there's that great athleticism on display right there.
Right there, able to get out of that tackle of Aiden Alexander. You imagine this was the play, just going to attack that edge. Going underneath there is Terrell, and then just a great job by a great athlete getting out of the tackle. That's the kind of athlete he is. If you miss the tackle, he's going to punish you.
Signed with Notre Dame, 4-star wide receiver, class of 2026. Signed with the Irish, over 24 total offers. They're running a reverse. Ball goes to Mallard, slips a tackle. Mallard's got the first down at the 19-yard line.
Good job of blocking there by Joshua Washington, the receiver, letting go of Alexander, not holding here as his play is a long developing reverse. Hit the ball there to Mallard. Good job right there. See how Washington let go and just let the athletic ability of Mallard take place.
1st and 10. Ball sitting on the 18. Running that counter play goes to Mallard down to the 14-yard line as we take a look at Creekside on defense. Brought to you by Johnny's New York Style Pizza. Birch, Fairley, Holt, and Williams up front. And then Terrell, Lavelle, and Farley in the linebacking core. Alexander, Williams, Dixon, and Colsey in the secondary. Big tackle right there, and that's Tavari Terrell, who we talked about in the open.
Great job of getting off the block right there. Going back to that same play to Mallard. This time Terrell staying to the outside, getting off the block there of the tight end and getting in there, making that play. But this Benedictine team offensively, they're nullifying all that speed by being physical and running right at. How do you take the steam out of a team with 76 sacks? You run the ball at them.
And hold it. Yeah, that's right. Put together long time consuming drives. Cannon going to throw the ball, and it's caught by Frazier. He's going to throw it downfield to the tight end. I thought that was a 2 forward pass, but there is no flag down on the field. I thought that was 2 forward passes right there.
The ball did look like it went in front of Frazier. Let's see the line of scrimmage here.
No, it's a backwards pass.
It went backwards right there. As he came up, it looked like he had moved, and just a missed opportunity there. Wide open is the tight end, Bennett Conaway.
That's not his fault. Yeah.
And just overthrown there by Bubba Frazier. You could see the frustration in his face right there. Easy touchdown to throw. Just put too much under it.
Parker Lewis will try a 33-yard kick from the left hash. Play gets blown dead before he can kick it. It went through. Won't count.
Encroachment right here by Colsey. Number 12. Trying to get off.
Prior to the snap, encroachment on the defense. That penalty 5 yards, still 4th down.
Now what does Coach Britt do with that extra 5 yards? We saw him take a big gamble. Is he gonna put his offense? Looks like he's gonna still take the 3 here. He wouldn't be wrong with trying to get the down and distance when you talk about this Creekside and the way they can score. You got to have a all gas kind of mindset. But here he's going to lay up and take the 3 points with Parker Lewis.
Yeah, this is going to be now a 28-yard kick from the left hash. They get the kick up and in there. Good. 28-yard kick by Parker Lewis makes it a 7-3 game. And when they went for it on 4th down and 1 back here earlier in the drive, that told me that Danny Britt believes they've got to match Creekside score for score.
Yeah, I can't let my defense stay out on that field. The way Creekside came out, hammered the defense, wear them down. I can't have a 3 and out. I got to go out here. I got to roll the dice. I got to take chances. Even right there with the field goal and that down in distance, it wouldn't have been a bad idea to go for it because Creekside, the way they can score, you feel like to defeat them, you got to kick, you got to score touchdowns.
Yeah,
Kicking
I agree.
field goals, or it can't be your mindset. But right there, you just wanted some positive energy after a good answer, physical, running the ball right back at them.
Yeah, that's why I was a little bit surprised. I agree with you. I thought they might go for it right there rather than just take the 3 because Creekside had 7. That means you need 7.
You got to continue to stay with them. They score early and often.
EP, Eric Paul standing deep. He's going to be the one that takes the kick this time. Checks up in front of him at the 9-yard line. Paul coming to the near side now. Let's see if he can get around that corner. And Paul's got a nice return up to the 36-yard line for Creekside.
Eric Paul right there. Seemed like he was in cruise control. So much belief in his speed. He was letting the block set up in front of him and doing a good job, giving this offense once again some great field position to start with.
So 1st and 10, ball sitting at the 36-yard line as the Seminoles go on offense for the 2nd time. They went 75 yards, 7 plays the first time they had the ball.
Trip set to the right here of Caden Benson. Now they're shifting, trying to get misalignments by Benedictine. Not sure what this stoppage of play.
Maybe to allow a substitution, I couldn't tell. So 1st and 10, handoff goes to Gary Walker. Walker hits the hole and he lunges forward and gets 4 yards on the play. As we take a look at Creekside on offense, it's brought to you by Johnny's New York Style Pizza. Perry, we talked about, signed with Georgia Southern. Martin, Noel, Robertson, and Harris. Actually, that's Rockmore at the right tackle position. Walker is the running back and Hill is the B-back. Paul, Hill, and Henderson are the wide receivers. Second down. Yard pickup. There, that right tackle position for Creekside is Jalen Rockmore. He's probably the highest rated guy on that offensive line, a 6'5", 280 junior with 9 offers, including Auburn and Alabama.
Yeah, a lot of size over there. Would love to see him in a Tiger uniform, but doing a good job over there manning that right side. Very athletic, strong, transferred in from Tri-City. They rotate a couple of guys in there. Devin Harris, who had been their starter. He's more of a road grader.
Third down, Caden Benson. Heavy rush, and they got him. Guyton gets back there to get the quarterback sack. Gravedigger.
Nice pressure coming off the edge, forcing Benson up into this sack right here. Watch the pressure. Getting off the block right here. Nice job by Larson Little, forcing Benson up right into the sack of Guyton.
A stop. That doesn't happen often with this Creekside offense. Guyton, 5-star, rated as high as the #1 edge in the nation, signed with Texas Tech and reclassified. He's supposed to be a junior, but he is now a senior, and he will report to Lubbock, Texas here in the near future. Punt, fake. Terrell going to try to run for it and get the first down, and he will. There's a flag down, however. I don't know if that was a design fake, but the rush was so heavy, Terrell thought he could beat his man, and he did.
Kind of slow in his operation right there when he went to punt the ball. Got 2 flags on the field, both side judges.
See if it wipes out this first down run by Terrell.
Legal procedure, not enough men up on the line of scrimmage right there, I think is what they're going to call here.
And Terrell's another one of those guys, like you mentioned, who was a running back coming along. In fact, he was a running back in the Creekside
Legal
program.
formation by the offense. That penalty is 5 yards. Replay, 4th down.
So that'll back him up 5 yards and erase the first down run by Tavari Terrell.
Even though the play didn't count, just good reaction by him, feeling the pressure. Ball was definitely going to be blocked. He decided to pull the ball down, but athleticism all around for that young man, coming 18.5 sacks coming into this game, punting the ball.
Terrell, high kick but short. Going to hit at the 48 and take a Creekside bounce. A good 15, close to 20-yard bounce for Terrell on that punt, as it's down at the 29-yard line. And that's where Benedictine will go on offense for the made a run to the state championship last year with Cannon at quarterback, but he got hurt. And Omari Burse, who starts at corner for them now, stepped in and played quarterback. They ended up getting to the quarterfinals even with the loss of Cannon, and that's going to be a first down carry to the 41-yard line.
I really like how this cadet team has come out offensively. The physical brand, they're not going to let that speed. How do you counter speed? You run power right at it, and right here just downhill, fullback close in, one cut and get up the field. Nice job right there.
First down and 10. That's the tight end, Conaway, who goes in motion, sets, and they follow his block, and Smart hits the hole. Another guy named Smart's had some success in this building.
Nice job pulling right there. Noah Bernard, the right guard, getting out on the edge. Stanley Smart, a physical downhill running back, 5'10", 195 junior.
He's got 7 offers, Georgia Tech among them. Auburn's offered him 2, Wayne. North Carolina, Minnesota, Texas Tech, of course Texas Tech. Texas Tech apparently offers everybody at Benedict. They've had success there, getting Cannon signed and also getting Guyton signed. Big tackle in the backfield as the Seminoles come up with a big play. Kenny Fairley makes that tackle.
Fairley with a deep penetration, almost took this handoff. Watch 95 right here. He's in the backfield, not allowing Smart to even make a move. that's one of the few times tonight we've seen from any pressure or any penetration inside there by Farley or Tiger Williams.
Yeah, Fairley, 6'2", 265 junior, 63 total tackles, 13 TFL, 6 quarterback sacks. He transferred from Hayfield Charter, and his former team will be playing in the 2A state championship game tomorrow night. Cannon to the air, and it's caught. No, Mallard could not come up with it. Broken up. That was the coach's son, Hayden Dixon, number 0, in on that play.
Nice job there, Hayden Dixon. Aiden Alexander, tight coverage right there. Really just kind of running that right route for Mallard. Watch 13. And then coming down like a missile is Dixon, the coach's son. We talked about him and how he has just fought back through injury after injury and still out there giving it his all.
Yeah, we saw him on GPB Sports Football Fridays in Georgia last year. He suffered the injury in that game. It was one of those really bad injuries that we won't show you. It was so bad we won't show it to you on television, but he battled back from that, and then he even came back this year, played the first 3 games, had a stress fracture in his leg, and then missed a bunch of other games and did not return until the quarterfinals.
Yeah, just a tough young man, and you would expect that from Coach Dixon's son, a guy that loves to play football. Only a junior, 5'11", 175. Football IQ, that's just in the house. That's all we do is talk football when you're the coach's son.
And he's a prospect, too. He has 7 offers, including Wofford, Charlotte, and West Virginia. Coach Dixon said, look, as a dad, I'm really happy. As the coach, I'm really happy because I got a great defensive back for my secondary. Benson, heavy rush. They set up the screen. Ball goes to Paul. EP, Eric Paul breaks out into the open and out across the 45-yard line to the 46.
EP, I think he might be fast right there. He's so patient. This is all about his confidence right here. He's letting these blocks take place, letting the lineman get out in front. Then the burst right there to get up the field. Nice job there by the senior.
3-star wide receiver, 13 offers for him, including Memphis, Liberty, and West Virginia. So 1st and 10, run by Paul. Or was that Ced Kelly? So let's take a look at the Johnny's New York Style Pizza defense for Benedictine with Smith. Cam Cody, great story. He signed with Clemson. Jameer Lee, big-time sophomore. Guyton going to Texas Tech. Schumann, Little, and Houston, the defensive coordinator's son. Sutton and Burse are the corners, and Makai Williams and Estabrook, the safeties. Makai, as I told you, has signed with App State. 2nd down. Benson going to heave it over here, goes to Ced Kelly. And Ced Kelly batters a couple of guys, bounces off their tackle, gets stopped at the 49. It's going to be a 3-yard gain for Ced Kelly.
Nice job by the secondary right here, coming up, making a play. Sheen Jackson, Larson Little making that play out in space on a very talented back like Ced Kelly. And here, if you're Benedictine, these downs and distance, this is where you have to get off the field.
Larson Little started on that 2022 team as a freshman when they beat Cedartown in a driving rainstorm at Georgia State Stadium.
Going with the hard count there is Benson trying to get the defense to declare, showing a little pressure is Benedictine.
Quarterback keeper Benson breaks into the open. There he goes. Looks like another number 7 used to run the ball in Atlanta.
What a great play design, great blocking inside, and right when you forgot how fast Caden Benson is, quarterback draw all the way untouched, the speed runs by the safety right there. Williams, not even a chance for him to touch him, ran right at him, and that's just hard on the safety. When a guy breaks the ball untouched and he runs right at you, you can't really do much right there, and Caden Benson, this is the part of the game we knew he brought to the field. And this season, he's done just a great job being able to throw the ball and made himself a complete player.
Quarterback run kind of like your former teammate who also wore number 7 and step. He's a right-handed guy. Your guy was a left-handed guy.
Yeah, and imagine the guy I played with was even faster out on the field.
He was. Caden Benson, 49 yards for the touchdown, and Creekside has a 14-3 lead here at the bench. And the kickoff, short kick, is going to be taken by Henderson. He stepped out of bounds. So ball is down right there at the 26. Cody.
Great. Trying to get a crown tonight. He was already crowned earlier this year against Pace Academy. How about this? Threw for 400+ yards, 6 touchdowns, and on top of that, crowned homecoming king, Mr. Creekside, Caden Benson.
Congratulations to him. He has had a marvelous career, and it is absolutely amazing to me that this young man has only one offer. Tuskegee's a good offer. Nothing against the Tuskegee offer, but only one is really surprising. Hopefully that changes for him between now and the next signing day, that first Wednesday of February.
Big decision here. Cole Henderson actually stepped out of bounds as he caught the ball. I want to ask Dave, is that a penalty against Creekside? Because is the ball out of bounds by him making that smart decision to catch the ball out of bounds?
Correct. When he catches the ball out of bounds, when the receiver's out of bounds, when he catches it, it's a free kick untouched by the receiving team, technically out of bounds. So that's the discussion right here by the Norton crew. If he was out of bounds when he touched the kick, that's a free kick out of bounds, 35-yard line. If he caught the ball in the field of play, then went out of bounds, we'll spot the ball right there at that spot.
And Matt, that's something that special team coaches teaches return guys.
Free kick out of bounds by the offense. By rule, the ball will be placed at the 35-yard line.
Wow.
First down.
If the ball is near the sideline, step out of bounds and catch it.
That's a smart play.
It's a smart play, and that is the play right there. Great job by Henderson of making that play for his team.
Way to be heads up on that, Wayne. And Dave, appreciate that insight too. So they get an extra 9 yards on that instead of the 26. They put the ball down at the 35. Great stuff. So 1st and 10 for Benedictine. Play action, chase, quarterback sack as Holt gets to Cannon and throws him for a loss.
Daniel Holt, Tank Holt, as some of them call him, 5'11", 250 inside, physical right there, beating the block of the center, Reef Leonard, trying to block back, just too much penetration here, deciding to pull the ball and pulling down the big, strong Cannon for a sack.
And Mo Dixon says that the defensive line, in particular their box, the defensive line and the linebackers, heart and soul of their defense.
So many great athletes, and as he said, a lot of converted running backs. That lets you know the speed they have to chase down the quarterback.
Cannon being chased, hit by Terrell, ball is loose. Let's see what the call on the field is going to be. I think they initially signaled incomplete. And you saw Holt and Terrell getting to him and hitting him as he threw.
And quarterbacks are just not used to this many guys able to run. Look at the pursuit right there of Holt from the inside, and then Terrell for the cleanup. Usually there's 1 or 2 guys, especially with the speed, and I'm not sure if that arm was going forward right there. Very close. He did pull it back, but it's real close of not really going forward. Judgment call for this defense.
And Mo Dixon's thrown the challenge flag.
Very close there, Matt, as you can see his arm revving back. And let's see, Dave, how did you see that?
So this is definitely challengeable by the coach. But what I saw right there was arm going forward just enough to make that a legal incomplete forward pass. So he'll lose a challenge and it's timeout, I believe, here.
For this half.
Creekside is challenging the ruling of an incomplete pass on the field.
Man, Wayne, how much fun is it that we've got this element in Georgia high school football when we get to the state finals that coaches can throw a challenge flag?
And both coaches, I'm quite sure they're excited. We see a lot of calls during the season that on that fringe where they wish they would have this to be able to challenge here. And this play right here in particular is definitely in that space where coach is not wrong for trying to challenge this and maybe get this ball a big turnover right here. And you can see it's a hairline right there.
So just watch. So arm isn't going forward yet. He hit his arm, and then his arm went forward. After he hit his arm, then the arm went forward.
So this is a big call right here when you look at for Creekside. This would be great field position.
So Dave, let me ask you, so in that case where his arm isn't going forward yet until there's contact with the defensive player, and then it goes forward, does that impact the rule?
Not really. Again, the way I see this, his arm is going forward when the ball is touched, when the hand is going forward,
yep,
when contact's made.
Just a super play by Tavari
After
Terrell.
further review, the ruling of an incomplete pass is confirmed. Creekside loses a timeout, so that was their second charge timeout of the half, and they have one remaining.
Charles Woodson is somewhere telling you that that is a fumble. He is mad. He's about to come down here and tear up the bins.
I tell you, the special that they did with him and Tom Brady on the tuck and the fumble, that was great stuff. So, incomplete pass, so 3rd down and long now for Benedictine. But the good news for the Cadets is they did not lose possession of the ball.
This is a down and distance. Creekside likes to get you in, and they can go hunting, as their coach says. They love to bring pressure.
Heavy rush, blitz is coming, ball is out this time, and it is recovered by Creekside. Tavari Terrell ends up with it at the 4-yard line.
Not sitting back, down in distance where they love to bring pressure here. It's all about the late dog by Farley, or Fairley right here, 19. Watch how he comes in and just not able to react soon. Great job of ripping at that ball. Lucky for Benedictine that one of the defenders didn't pick the ball up clean. You can see a lot of gold jerseys, and Terrell finally deciding to pick the ball up, but just too much speed right there by Fairley. The senior will linebacker doing a good job knocking that ball out, and once again, this defense paying big dividends for their offense.
What a play by the Creekside defense. You heard Cody talking about it earlier. They are just as dominant, if not more so, than the offense. And now they've got a great situation here. 1st and goal to go. And a quick touchdown for Creekside as Ced Kelly pumps it in.
And that's what you want to do offensively. Put the pressure, run the ball there. That's what they've been doing in this half, running the ball right downhill at that defense, capitalizing on the momentum. And what a swing in the game already here. One with the Wildcat. Once again, just clean blocking up there by the offensive line. These backs are 2 or 3 yards down the field before they're having any contact with the defender.
Jones for the PAT, and he gets it through. And it is 21-3. Creekside like a bolt of lightning. A couple of big plays, one on offense, one on defense, and they built themselves a sizable lead here in the first half.
Good blocking pull right there. The nice kick out there by Robinson. The wall of bodies, Perry over there at the left tackle, Martin at the left guard. A walk-in really there for Cedric Kelly.
Amazing stuff right there. The defense coming up big after the 49-yard touchdown run. Ced Kelly, his 27th career rushing touchdown. They are just loaded with talent. And the amazing thing about it is they don't have a big recruiting resume. They just got tremendous players, and I don't know why they don't, because I see athletes all over the place.
A lot of great athletes, a lot of great high school football players. Sometimes we like to stay in the college realm and the stars, and we forget there are just some great high school football players. And Coach Mo has assembled those guys, kept them together over the last 2 or 3 years, and it's just showing brightly here tonight.
Another kick to the sideline this time, and it's going to be fielded and stepped out of bounds at the 26-yard line. So Benedictine a little shell-shocked right now, goes back out there on offense, needing to put something together here.
To get back to the run game, we saw in that first drive, even they came up with 3 points. They're going to have to try to run the ball and keep it in 2nd and 3rd and manageable. And that's what they were doing there in that first, second drive. They've kind of got away from that, and you cannot get in 3rd and long against this defense and this speed.
-12 on their last 2 drives after they went 78 on their first drive to get their field goal. No more field goals right now, man. They got to have touchdowns.
Got to get some touchdowns here.
Cannon with a pocket, fires, and it's caught by Mallard behind the defense. Foot race that Mallard is going to win, and Benedictine with an answer.
One-on-one matchup here. Aaron Mallard, the junior. As we talked about, this Benedictine team has a lot of weapons, a lot of speed, just matched up at the bottom of your screen with Tyree Cozy, one-on-one, and just a go route. Down here at the bottom, good play action fake, great protection, good ball there, just laying it out, and in the foot race, no one's going to be able to catch him. Great play design and a tremendous answer for a game that looked like it was about to get away from them in Benedictine.
PAT by Lewis is up.
Explosiveness, all kind of weapons offensively. Everybody can take it to the home run.
Benson rolling out to the right. Oh, didn't see the defender. Bounces off of him and then gets hit by Gavin Smith. Apparently, he did not see the guy closing in on him, and Gavin Smith cleans it up, and that pass is going to go out of bounds for an incompletion.
Larson Little right here bringing the pressure off the edge and just not seeing him at all as Caden Benson as he rolled out.
They have dropped a flag, and let's bring Dave in here. Is this going to be intentional grounding?
So the question becomes here, the passer was outside the tackle box, which is fine. The ball did not cross the line of scrimmage, so we're looking for somebody in the area.
But it looked like a receiver was standing right there as the ball went over his head.
Yeah, they might go with number 5 in the area. Let's watch the replay, number 5.
There is no flag on the play.
Kelly right there is, that ball sails right over his head right there in his area.
Yeah, good job right there by the crew to pick that up.
Yes, good job right of getting out of that sack by Benson and then deciding to get rid of the ball.
Actually, it was Larson Little who hit him first, and he shrugged off that sack, and then Gavin Smith came up there and hit him as he was throwing. So second down and 10. So Benson heads up play right there. We talked about his savvy and his maturity. Great job right there to get out of a bad situation with no yards lost on the play. And Gary Walker with the carry.
Good job there, Damian Guyton playing run defense, getting down. And now, as we talked about, in these third and medium, third and long, 3rd and 6 here, this is where Benedictine, the cadets, have to get off the field. You've done the work in the 1st and 2nd down, stopping the run. Now get this ball back for your offense.
3rd down and 6. Benson sprinting out to his left and gets it out of there. Overthrows Kelly. Would have been a 1st down. Actually, it would not have been a 1st down. So 4th down. Empty series here for Creekside.
Little bootleg, keep left, just nowhere to go with the ball right there. Just a bad set of downs right there for Creekside. All started with that pressure off on the edge, getting out of the sack. And this cadet team right there quickly taking the momentum back a little from that turnover and score by Creekside.
Yep, so Benedictine a chance to get even closer back into this game as they got 2 receivers standing at the 50-yard line. Should get great field position out of this. Terrell is the punter. It goes straight up in the air and does not take a Creekside bounce this time. In fact, bounce backwards. And the ball's going to be downed at the 39-yard line. So Benedictine gets a short field, Wayne, with 5:15 to play in the half.
All possibilities here in this situation. This is where offenses love to load up and try something deep. We just saw them with the big play down the field to Mallard. So if you're Creekside, you got to expect they're going to try to test you up top in this situation.
Benedictine and their road to the finals. East Forsyth, the first victim in the 1st round. Then Cass 21-7. Central Carrollton, they beat 80-32, and that's a very good Central Carrollton team. And then Marist in the Battle of the Catholics in Savannah, and they won it 28-20. Up top, Cannon hits his man Mallard again. So Mallard coming off a 74-yard touchdown reception on the previous series with a big catch right in the middle of the field down to the 13-yard line.
Similar play this time instead of the wheel route. He just runs a seam route Good play action fake, just laying it up there for Mallard, not going with a little pace, trying to keep this tempo, and we're at this Creekside defense.
Running a jet sweep to Bubba Frazier, and he gets tackled right away. Good open field tackle right there. That's Carter Jamison, I think, number 9, who made that tackle.
Nice job playing in the box from that nickel position, that safety position, getting in there, making that play.
100 yards on their last 3 plays. Of course, 74 coming on that catch and run by Mallard. And now it's 2nd down. Cannon spin move, rolls to his right. He's being chased again. Looking downfield, throwing to the end zone. Back of the end zone, incomplete. And now it's going to be 3rd down.
And it's all about the pursuit, the relentless pressure, the speed of the defensive front. And you can see Stephen Cannon, he's not used to that kind of speed. It's throwing, you're talking about a young man who's fast himself, but the pursuit of the D-line is just not letting him set up and survey the field and even load up his gun to deliver it anywhere.
So 3rd down and 11.
It's a down and distance that the Seminoles love to feast at, 3rd and long.
Cannon going to throw back the other way, and it's caught for the touchdown. Stanley Smart. A little bit of a risky throw, but Cannon threads the needle and gets it to Smart for the touchdown. Let's see if they go for 2.
Great play action fake there. Fake it as though he's going to hand it off to Smart. Give Smart a little time right here. RPO, throw it back to the back. Good play design right there. Great execution between those two, Cannon and Smart.
They'll go for the single point right here. Not chase the points just yet. 21-16. Kick is up and good. 21-17. And Benedictine has scored a couple of touchdowns back to back, and they climbed right back in this game.
You see the fake right here. A little rollout to the right, throw back to the running back. Good job adjusting his body to make this catch. Is Smart here. Good concentration. Wow, this Benedictine team, the last 2 possessions offensively, moving fast and scoring quick.
Absolutely. 21-17 with 4:01 to play here in the first half. Fun first half, no doubt about it. You know, you kind of got that feeling when they dropped down 21-3. I said, what's going to happen here? I mean, is Creekside going to blow them out? But Benedictine has answered with a couple of big plays themselves.
Both teams, good football as well. Well executed. All the defenses are making plays. The strategies are working. Both teams trying to run the ball to set up the pass.
And the kickoff by John Brenton is going to be taken inside the 5-yard line and coming right back up the middle and stopped at the 16-yard line by Armani Hill. That was the return by Armani Hill. And so Creekside, let's see if they can get things going again offensively, as Benedictine feeling the energy from their offense, starting to play stronger on defense and special teams.
Let's see where they go here. This set of downs, Creekside get back to running the ball. Trent Francis, to me, the offense, when it's ran the ball, stayed in 3rd and makeable, let Caden Benson get the ball out quick on the edge is when it's been more effective tonight.
I think one of the things you want to see, Wayne, when you have a team like Creekside in particular that's just blown everybody out, is what's going to happen when you get them in a close fight, in a close game.
Something they haven't experienced. Will the pressure make them fold?
Run by Benson. Benson runs it up to the 29-yard line. First down carry for Benson. They spotted at the 27.
Quarterback draw all the way, running off the left side behind Martin and Perry. Good job right there. Caden Benson, a dual threat, a true dual threat, as you can see. 10 touchdowns rushing this season.
11 now because he had the 49-yarder earlier in this game. Handoff goes to Kelly. Said Kelly bangs it in there. Picks up 9 on the play. 6 foot 175 senior Said Kelly's also their number 2 quarterback. Coach Dixon says he does a really good job of getting in the nooks and crannies of that offense and finding a way to get to the second level. That last run was a great example of that.
And with a little trip set, trying to spread the defense out and then run right at him, creating a 9-on-7 kind of mentality inside here. Big third down for Creekside offensively.
And we have movement by Benedictine, and that's going to be a first down for Creekside.
And with the hard
Prior to the
count,
snap, encroachment on the defense. That penalty is 5 yards, resulting in a first down.
getting Jameer Lee the jump off sides right there, the young sophomore with that hard count, getting a free first down.
Man, they really love what they're going to see out of Jameer Lee in the future as you take a Creekside offense, 16 for 245, 14.4 yards per carry. 3 different players here in the first half with rushing touchdowns. Walker, Kelly, and Benson. Not that time, though. As Walker gets stonewalled at the line of scrimmage, and that was Jameer Lee. He's got 9 offers. He's a 3-star in the 2028 class. Offers from Ole Miss and Texas A&M among those 9.
This time just working down, playing sound technique, working down the line of scrimmage is Jameer Lee. That's how you make up for that offside penalty, get you a negative play on the offense.
6'3", 250 sophomore. Slow play. Benson looking and throws it and nearly intercepted, and it was intercepted at the 49-yard line. Benedictine's got it back.
Play action fake right here by Benson. Wanted to hit that slant quickly and then tried to move and find it again. But this time John Black, the corner, reading his eyes and breaking on the ball as he threw this late. As you can see, wanted to hit that slant right there, didn't like it, went to get out and tried to find it again. A good job there by Black going down and getting that ball.
Super interception by the sophomore corner right there, who read the quarterback's eyes. Did a great job of reading Benson's eyes and saw the ball was coming back in the middle. So 1st and 10. Benedictine now with the ball and a chance to get the lead for the first time. Cannon flushed out of the pocket, running, gonna lob it out of bounds.
Big pressure there once again. That pressure is just getting there so fast. Having to make quick decisions. Good job of just throwing that away. Don't want to lose this field position here. Offense has been very explosive in the last 2 drives.
2nd down and 10, less than 2 minutes now to play here in the first half. Handoff goes to Frazier. Bubba Frazier's got blockers. They engage. He gets around the corner and all the way down to the 29-yard line. And that's one of the things, Wayne, that Danny Britt talked about is his wide receivers and what great blockers they are.
And right here, kind of switching positions. Watch Stanley Smart. Good job of getting in there, knocking Aiden Alexander back, securing that edge without holding. Good job by the running back blocking for his receiver mate.
So 1st and 10 from the 29-yard line. Smart back in there at the running back position. They're going to play action fake to him. He'll be in pass protection. Cannon scrambling around, throws, got a man open, and it is Stanley Smart who snuck out there and got open. Look at him use his body to get down to the 1-yard line.
What a great job of extending this play by Stephen Cannon here. You can see going through his progression, feeling the pressure, keeping the eyes downfield. Good job squaring the shoulders, leaking out late right there is Stanley Smart in the finish. The finish right there, that's the kind of finish that takes home a trophy right there by Stanley Smart.
Punishing Carter Jamison, the nickel, who came up to try to make the tackle. And now they got Cody in there. And Guyton on the Wildcat gets stopped at the 1. They had the heavy package in there, Guyton to run the ball, and Cameron Cody, the nose tackle, in there to block for him.
With the Wildcat, 55 coming over, trying to deliver the blow. Good job, Cassius Birch, getting the leverage to get underneath Cam Cody and make the tackle there on Guyton.
Guyton stays in there in the Wildcat, and he's going to throw a little pop pass for the touchdown to the tight end, Bennett Conaway. And Benedictine has come all the way back to take the lead.
Damian Tim Tebow Guyton.
You got it.
Right here, showing the run, patient, using the height and size, and just dropping it over for Conaway for the touchdown.
How about that for your bag of tricks?
True complementary football here in this last quarter by Benedictine, really just taking advantage of when the defense makes the play.
Prior
this
to the
time.
snap, false start on the offense. That penalty 5 yards, 1 untimed down.
This time taking advantage of the short punt and getting in the end zone. I mean, the turnover by the defense once before, the short punt, and just doing a great job of riding that momentum to take this lead.
PAT up and good, and a 24-21 lead for Benedictine. They were down 21-10 with the momentum. Gets the ball to start the second half.
See how their offense gets back to a groove, being able to find that passing game there late in that second quarter and start making some plays.
Another short kick. They got Frazier up there to take it at the 16-yard line, and Bubba Frazier in trouble back there, gets corralled right away at the 19-yard line. So good job, even though Frazier ends up with the ball in his hands. Tyree Colsey down there to make the kick coverage tackle.
And this defense, Creekside, force second and third and long. That's when they had success in that first quarter. They were winning first downs and forcing Benedictine into those second, thirds and longs where they could rush the passer.
So Stephen Cannon, 6 for 10 passing, 153 yards, couple of touchdowns in that first half. Going to hand the ball off to Washington. Joshua Washington gets 1 yard, gets stonewalled right away.
Nice job. A lot of success made on those jet sweeps in the first half by Benedictine. Nice job here staying pat, staying at home, out on the edge. Good job working your way down the line of scrimmage there and making a play.
Joshua Washington's an interesting story. Here's a young man that 5'10", 180 senior. He was that size when he was a freshman, got a lot of offers then, but he hasn't grown since. So now looking for a college football home. Smart gets tackled right away. Again, another fine tackle by Dakari Farley. Farley, their leading tackler this season, 106, 7 TFL and 5 quarterback sacks. He's a young man who transferred in from Jonesboro High School.
Nice job playing his technique there is Farley, and now 3rd and 8. This is where this defensive front likes to let loose. Defensive coordinator likes to bring a lot of pressure, late dogs inside by the linebackers.
They had some success with that in the first half. Heavy rush, it's coming. Ball is out, and Cannon gets back on top of it. Great pressure coming on the safety blitz from Carter Jamison.
Nice job once again. They're not going to sit back. This is their down and distance. This is what they love to do. 9 right there coming clean off the edge. Fortunate enough for Stephen Cannon, he was able to get back on that ball. But Creekside, this defense, they don't sit back in those down and distances. They feel like they have the speed that can close on a quarterback and not let him get the ball off.
So Cannon is also their punter, so this will be the first time that he has punted tonight as he's standing halfway deep in his end zone. Line drive kick, kicks it away from the return man. It still might be returned, and nope. Henderson elects not to come up and field it, so Creekside does come out of it with good field position at the 47-yard line.
Can you get this run game going again? The offensive line was clicking there for about a quarter and a half, being able to run the ball inside, right at Benedictine, able to take care of Cody inside. We saw there in that second quarter a lot of late runs by Caden Benson as well.
Gary Walker, their leading rusher, 6 carries for 69 yards. 45 of it came on that touchdown run we showed you at halftime. Benson going to quarterback run it. And he's going to get about 3 yards, make it 4 yards, make it 5 yards at the 48-yard line as Benson kept going.
Getting a little push there by his offensive line. Good job there by Rock Moore over there, that right tackle, just pushing his quarterback forward for about 3 yards.
You can see at 6'5", 280 junior why he is a highly prized prospect at that right tackle position. Second down. Handoff goes to Ced Kelly, and Ced Kelly will not be able to get the first down.
First 2 plays, concerted effort to get the run game going. Something they did there in that first drive where they basically didn't even throw the ball here, starting off the second half the same way.
So now 3rd down and 2 for Mo Dixon's crew. Diamond set at the top. And the run. Benson breaks into the open. Another long touchdown run for Caden Benson.
What an outstanding play right here by Caden Benson. Diamond set, 4 receivers to the top, trying to spread the defense off. Good block there by that right side over there, Robertson and Moore. And then just the speed, the explosiveness right there to get out of that tackle by JoJo Sutton is Cam Benson.
Caden Benson now has a 49 and a 45-yard touchdown run in this game, and Creekside's back on top. PAT up and good by Jones, and it's 28-24. Wayne, this very well could be a game with last team with the ball wins game, right?
Just a great job right there. Answer, we talked about, can they find themselves? Well, they find themselves. They got back to running the ball right there, quarterback draw, something they started using in that second quarter. Caden Benson and his speed off of that right side just exploded through the secondary for another big run.
From toddlers to teens, GPB's got Georgia covered. Explore free educational games, videos, and lesson plans for every grade and subject. Visit gpb.org/education. So Creekside able to get a stop on defense, turn it into a short field, and turn it into a 45-yard touchdown run by Caden Benson. And the Seminoles are back on top. Short kick to the near sideline. This time Mallard has it glance off his hands out of bounds.
Lucky for Mallard right there. The sideline was there. Ball went out of bounds. And now you still feel that pressure for Benedictine that they're going to have to keep pace. Can't let this Creekside offense explode up 21, 20 points here and try to catch up in a half again.
Stephen Cannon brings his guys back out there. 3-star quarterback. He's rated as high as the number 37 quarterback in the class of 2026. Did sign with Texas Tech back earlier in this month. So he's already locked down on his college decision. Handoff goes to Washington on the sweep. Stiff arm, can't get by Carter Jamison.
Carter Jamison is just playing like a wild man here tonight. Number 9 once again, just all out effort here. Watch him come into your screen right there from that secondary position. Nice job running that play down. Joshua Washington saw some green grass, and then number 9 came in to make the play.
6 total tackles, 2 TFL for Carter Jamison. 55 total tackles on the season. Cannon in trouble. Throws it away. Was he down already?
And it looks like from this angle he was down as he tried to throw the ball out. But big pressure once again. Tavari Terrell just getting off the block and exploding to the quarterback.
I thought his knees were already down. Terrell may have gotten himself another quarterback sack. His knees are down. That's a quarterback sack.
That right knee hit the ground right there before he could get that ball off. You can see, watch how Terrell just explodes in that right knee.
Cannon was lucky not to lose the football right there. So the play is being reviewed. And I believe they're going to see what you saw, and that's Terrell with the quarterback sack. Greg Norton is our official.
The ruling on the field of an incomplete pass is under review.
Creekside earlier in the game decided to make a challenge play, and here you can see as he tries to get out of this sack here, watch the right knee right there. He is down. Ball is both knees actually.
Yep.
From that replay, you can see both knees on the ground, but the right knee definitely is on the ground before that ball is out of his hand.
Dave Reynolds, take us through the process, what's going on now in the booth.
Yeah, we're just confirming what y'all just talked about. They have similar camera angles in the replay booth as well. So there should be a pretty quick review. Both knees are down with the quarterback in possession of the football. So we'll put it back further than where it is right now.
Tabari Terrell looks like he's going to pick up another sack. That'll be 19.5 for him this season.
Just an unreal season for this young junior. Coach Dixon feels like he's the best defensive player in 4A. That's the kind of season he has had. He's fast, he's aggressive, just throw or try to hold the ball too long here.
So third down, Cannon will throw. Heavy rush makes him step up in the pocket. He's in trouble again. He gets sacked at the 1. Tabari Terrell and Kenny Fairley.
Initially kind of getting away from the pressure, able to step up into the gap. And then just the closing speed. Watch the linebacker there just shoot in there. Once again, Carter Jamison, or excuse me, major level right here. Watch 8 come to the party right here. And then just finishing them off right there is Tabari Terrell.
Well, you cannot put yourself in second and long situations. These guys will just come hunt. They will come get you.
Linebacker speed in that front 7 at each position. Just an unusual task to try to take on.
Cannon, not a great kick. Gonna kick out of bounds at the 29-yard line. Creekside, very short field as they get ready to go back on offense.
And that's a tough situation right there for Stephen Cannon right there. Taking that big hit on that sack. Trying to get yourself composed to punt the ball, that's a lot to ask on a young man right there.
He's got a gash on his face, too. He's been bloodied. Negative 28 yards for Benedictine their last 7 plays.
So far, this is kind of playing off how the game started. Offensively, Creekside scoring, and then the defense coming up with a big play to get him the short field here. And Benedictine survived this early wave in the second half.
Handoff goes to Ced Walker. Walker follows his blockers and gets down to the 27-yard line. You saw big Javon Perry, the left tackle, signed with Georgia Southern out there running convoy for him.
Nice job there, scraping down that line. Cam Cody, the big nose tackle, 6'3", 295. This offensive line has done a good job, though, against him tonight.
Second down and 7. Benson wants to run it. Benson with another lane to, got a first down, another lane to run in right there.
Just getting back to his old ways. It's Caden Benson. When he took over the job, this was what his bread and butter, what he lived on, running the ball. And here, trying to take home a state championship, willing to do whatever it takes to make that happen.
So first and 10, ball is at the 17. Benson to the air, man open, touchdown Creekside. Dropped it in the bucket for Ced Kelly. It's 34-24.
Zed Kelly out here. Larson Little, just too much speed right here. Just a rail route outside by Zed Kelly, just outrunning Little. Just no chance to get back in that play right there. Michael Williams tried to get over there, but just a great ball, great route there by Zed Kelly.
So I think Creekside has kind of answered our question. How would they respond in a four-quarter fight? Well, they've come out swinging here in the second half.
Quarter fast on offense, and the defense just forcing third and longs on Benedictine, who has to settle down and start getting a couple of first downs.
Another short kick, and this one's taken by Henderson. He gets tackled at the 32-yard line by Colsey, and that's where the Cadets go back on offense. Some work to do now. They're down 11 with 5:47 left here in the third quarter. Still in a great position here. Just got to get a couple of plays, get some positivity going offensively. Kind of in shock in a sense again. You know, they've seen this movie so far once again in the first half, and now it's right here. And they just got to start making some plays, settle down, get the run game going. Toss goes to Washington. And Washington short side gets tackled by Jamison. What a game, Jamison. 7 total tackles for Carter Jamison today. Just a heat-seeking missile from that nickel safety position, just beating the ball carrier to the sideline, getting into his legs. 2nd and 8 here. Got to stay out of 3rd and long. This has to be a positive play if you're Stephen Cannon. Coach Dixon says he's really improved on his coverage this year. Was really kind of just a box safety, strong against the run. We've seen that he's very strong against the run, and Cannon trying to run against this defensive front for Creekside, unsuccessful. Birch is there, and so is a bunch of other guys too. Fairley, Birch right there. The ability to retract on their steps, and we talked about the speed here. Watch Cassius Birch, watch number 90. They see this quarterback draw, how fast they got back into that lane, getting off the blocks. And you see them after the play, they're looking up. They're looking up at the halo board. What a beautiful building. It is. Great venue for football. One of the best football venues in the world. And blown up. Play gets blown up right away. Dakari Farley was not fooled. 4th down. Not fooled at all on this play. Reading the quarterback, seeing that middle screen there to Mallard. Watch 19. He's reading the quarterback. He sees it. You see how he slides up under that block of the center and the right guard, Noah Brannon. Great job there by Farley. So 4th down, punting situation. Major Lavelle, 100 tackles, 11 TFL, couple of interceptions this season. Making his 44th start tonight in his career. A lot of football. Cannon the punt, gets it out of there, takes a Benedictine bounce, and still rolling, finally stops at the 20.5. Think you can make a movie on a budget? Well, try Lights, Camera, Budget. GPB's free game where you can produce a film and manage the money. Play now at gpb.org/LCB. So now the onus is really on the Benedictine defense. They can't allow Creekside another score here. I know they came back from 18 down in the first half. I don't think you don't want to put yourself in a situation when you're trying to come back from another 18-point deficit in the 4th quarter. And not just stop them, Matt. You feel like the way the offense is struggling, this defense is going to have to try to get a turnover or get them to short field as well. Benson on the screen pass, goes to Bam Henderson, and Bam up to the 33, 1st down. Really just love the way that Bam is willing to run into traffic, make guys miss. One of those phone booth kind of guys that you just swear you have a beat on. And right now we do have a Benedictine player down. Officials, timeout. You see the numbers for Bam, 47 catches, close to 900 yards coming into the game. And Coach Dixon feels like Bam into the game, and Coach Dixon feels like Bam Henderson, if he was taller, he's only 5'10". If he was taller, he'd be one of the highest ranked wide receivers in the state.
It's just a young man that has to complete. He's a game breaker. He has the speed. He has the hands. Good route runner. And he's shown you a couple of times when the ball is in his hands just how dynamic and dangerous he is to take it all the way.
Wayne, this is day one of the 3-day Georgia High School Football State Championships. Our day 2 schedule kicks off at 10 a.m. with the Flag Football Division III Championship, Whitewater and North Oconee. Division 4 at noon, Milton and Blessed Trinity. Boys Class 1A D1, Toombs County and Worth County. Toombs County defending champs. Hapeville and Carver Columbus. I'll have that game at 5 o'clock. Rusty Mansell will join me for that one. And then you and I have the 6A state and national championship game as Carrollton plays Buford.
I think I might bring my pads. See if I can get into that game. What a matchup right there.
Yeah, for the first time in Georgia high school football history, the national championship will be decided in this state as Buford is ranked number 1 in the USA Today Super 25 national poll and number 1 in the ESPN High School Football Top 25. And Carrollton is ranked number 1 in the Max Preps national rankings. Should be amazing. Benson to the air, caught by Bam Henderson. What a catch in traffic. Weaving through the defense, gets to the outside and finally dragged down at the 27-yard line. Touchdown saving tackle by Larson Little.
Once again, climbing the ladder is Bam Henderson to go get this ball for his quarterback. A little high on the throw. Go get it for me, Bam. And then this is the part, the elusiveness, the vision, the cut. Only the hustle there of Larson Little able to bring him down right here, just weaving his way through traffic, trying to score.
Bam, 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 bam. I love the Flintstones. 1st and 10, ball at the 27-yard line. Snap right up the middle. Nothing doing that time. Cam Cody in there on that tackle. Cam Cody, amazing story. Senior signed with Clemson a couple of weeks ago. His freshman season, he died on the football field. He literally, if you count your heart stopping, being dead, he died on the football field. They resuscitated him for 18 minutes on the football field until the ambulance showed up. And when he got in the ambulance, he was still unresponsive.
Yeah, it's one of those, Coach Britt telling us the story. It was hard to even respond. What a great grab.
Man, what a catch.
It looks like they're going to say he was out of bounds there. What a great job. Going up the ladder right there, Amani Hill trying to catch this for his quarterback. Let's see if he can keep that foot in there. And no, when he came down, that left leg is out. Good call there by the side judge.
Going back to that Cody story, it's really unbelievable. You can tell the emotion in Coach Britt's voice because Cam Cody dropped dead right next to him on the football field.
So the health staff had to keep him alive there for 18 minutes. What a story, and for him to bounce back and become such a dominant player, headed to Clemson, that says it all for the talent set. A guy that Coach says sometimes it takes a triple team to block him inside.
73 tackles this season, 13 TFL, 5.5 quarterback sacks. You just pull for a guy like Cam Cody when you hear that story. 4th down. Going for it on 2 to go. And it's a 1st down and more. That's going to be a touchdown. Said Kelly prances into the end zone. 41-24.
Great job inside once again. The offensive line manhandling and handling Cam Cody, Gavin Smith, and Jameer Lee in this situation here. Good job by the offensive line. Good reaction, good step there by Cedric Kelly. We knew Gary Walker and his ability. Cedric Kelly is shining here tonight as well. Able to be elusive, the jump cut, get in the gap, and then show you the speed to the end zone.
17-point lead for the 2nd time tonight. Seminoles will try to build an 18-point lead. Flag out on the PAT.
So they might have a
encroachment on the defense. That penalty half the distance to the goal. One untimed down.
John Black there just trying to get a jump on this ball coming off the corner, lined up in the neutral zone.
So when you get the half distance here, do you go for 2?
Right here, they're just going to tack on the points. They have all the momentum. Go up 18 here, just late into third.
And the PAT is up and good. Delano Jones has been perfect on his PATs tonight.
Right here, just a great job. Cedric Kelly able to navigate the penetration inside by Cam Cody, as you can see, get back up into that gap and then just explode. And the heartbreaking part of that play, you could see Coach Britt running down the sideline trying to get a timeout call, but before he could get it called, the ball was snapped, and the next thing you know, Cedric Kelly is in the end zone.
Second rushing touchdown of the night for Ced Kelly. Benedictine came back once. Can they come back a second time?
Watch Coach Britt is sprinting up at the top. He's trying to get a timeout right there, but too late. The ball was snapped. Nothing that the umpire, the referee, could do for him right there. And then it ends up being a touchdown.
That's got to be a frustrating feeling when you see that your defense is in trouble and you try to get that timeout and you can't get it in time. Another short kick. Let's see. Frazier's going to have a chance to return it. They need a big return right here. He goes full speed ahead and gets tackled at the 38-yard line. A little bit better field position. Let's see if Benedictine can do something with it with 1:27 to play here in the third quarter.
And Benedictine went 21-point unanswered, and now Creekside is going 21-point unanswered. Now, if you're Benedictine, you find yourself where you're going to have to open up the offense. You're going to have to get some scores, because we've seen Creekside be able to go out and run the ball and get 4 or 5 first downs just running the ball and eating up clock. So you're going to have to get on the board fast.
You got to get the ball in Bubba Frazier's hands. He's like world-class sprinter type guy. Ball up in the air, incomplete. He signed with Notre Dame. They don't sign slouches, so you know he's really good. You got to get him the ball.
Yeah, really haven't. Sometimes you just got to force it and run set plays where you let a talent like that just go out and make a play. You got 1 or 2 routes, you max protect, and just trust him to try to make a play for you, because you feel like you got to tack on. Before this quarter ends, you feel like you got to score here in the next minute and 22 seconds to end this third.
Consensus 4-star, class of 2026, already signed with Notre Dame a couple of weeks ago. You heard Cody tell you earlier he's part of that state champion 4x100, 4x200 track team, relay team that won the gold medal at the state championship. They run Joshua Washington there with no success.
Yes, again, Carter Jamison up there in the box making plays. Hayden Dixon is up there as well. These safeties playing at a different tempo, playing downhill. Third and 10. This is the down and distance. We know pressure comes. This defense loves to bring pressure.
Yeah, you kind of get the feeling if Creekside can get a stop and score on their next possession, they knock them out. Cannon, pump fake. He's being chased. Firing across his body, incomplete. Washington was trying to come back and make the catch, and good coverage right there by the Seminoles. There is a flag out on the play.
You got a holding call right here on Benedictine. As the quarterback went to exit the pocket, you could see the jersey get pulled right
Holding
there
on the offense.
by Colin
That
Ward,
penalty is
the
declined.
left tackle.
4th down.
Been a tough night for those guys trying to get in front and stay on blocks with this extremely quick Creekside defensive front.
And it's just the speed and in the high school level. You look at the size, and most of the guys up there are 250, 255, 260. But in a 6-foot package, it's kind of like a 280-pound guy. And then you just have the speed. They play tough downhill to get you into those third and long situations. And then they just come with a lot of pressure, and quarterbacks are not adjusting. Even Coach Dixon, when we talked to him, said, you know, if you haven't seen it, you don't know how to handle it. And it seems that in those down and distances, Benedictine has not really had success.
Cannon punting. Good punt this time. Fair catch called for and made at the 32-yard line by Bam Henderson, and that's where Creekside will go back on offense. 28 seconds to play here in the third quarter, and you get the feeling they score right here, they might put this game out of reach for Benedictine.
And they're going to run the ball and not running it in a way that they can't score. That's how they've been getting in the end zone. And with Benson and his ability to run it as well, just a dangerous team running the ball, as we talked about, had 62 touchdowns coming into the season.
They have 5 rushing touchdowns tonight.
Yeah, they're running the ball, so this is in their wheelhouse. Now you just want to stay in bounds, let the clock run, and ball security. It
is a wide open offense. That doesn't mean they throw the ball all the time. It's wide open with their running game. So 1st and 10. Now Benson does want to throw. They're going to set up a screen, and unable to bring it in with the one hand is Ced Kelly.
Right there, just Francis feeling like Benedictine is going to play the run. Try to get out there with the screen. A little better pass right there by Benson. It was set up, good timing out there on the edge, but just a bad pass there by the quarterback.
Talked to Mo Dixon about making history. Does this team, are they cognizant of the history they can make, go 15-0 for the second time in program history, win a state championship? Benson on the run. Benson gets about 5 on the play. Are they cognizant of that? You know, you become the all-time winningest coach in program history, go 15-0, you know, set the state scoring record, which is now up to 845 points on the season. He says, all that's great, but if you don't win the state championship, it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, all that winning just to lose is kind of how he made the phrase, and that's what he's trying to avoid, having such a spectacular season and coming up short.
Creekside 1 quarter away from the 2nd state championship in program history, and the first for Coach Mo Dixon.
Talking about 180 versus 245, a lot of weight right there.
245 grown man. 4th down, they keep the offense out there. They run the screen pass, and it is intercepted by Black. His 2nd pick of the game.
Tremendous pressure once again by LaDamian Guyton. Here this time beating Javon Perry to the inside, bringing the pressure again to Caden Benson. You can see taking the hit, tried to air the ball out.
You surprised they went for it on 4th down?
Very surprised in this case right here, but look at the pressure. Look at the move there by Guyton, just barreling down.
Oh my goodness.
The big hit right there on the quarterback. Great inside move, swim move, big pressure.
Like I said a few moments ago, 245 grown man hitting you full speed. That's gonna hurt for a while. So now Benedictine, following the interception by Black, is 2nd of the night, has it 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. He's had 2 interceptions and a fumble recovery tonight. Cannon, pockets, breaking down. He's being chased, throwing on the run, and incomplete. No flag on the play.
The entire defensive front right there, just a jailbreak. Williams, Farley, and Birch all beating their man up front, just chasing Stephen Cannon out of the pocket, nowhere to go with the ball. Did a good job getting out the pocket and throwing it away.
Yeah, Cannon has had very little opportunity to set his feet and throw tonight. 2nd down. Cannon, quick drop, lobs it up there from Mallard, jump ball, and touchdown! Mallard somehow comes down with it.
Just a 50-50 ball here, just airing it out. Saw Stephen Cannon warming up, throwing these kind of routes out to the receiver here, just laying it up here. One-on-one matchup. Aaron Mallard versus Sean Williams here. Williams has his head around right there. Good position. Just climbing the ladder. Concentration, strong hands. Look at the hands right there by Mallard to bring that in.
Amazing catch by Mallard. I don't know how he came down with it. I thought for sure that Sean Williams was going to break that up, but a super catch. Second touchdown reception of the night for Aaron Mallard.
My player is better than your player in that situation there. Mallard going up, catching it at the apex. Having a little conversation after the play there with Sean Williams. But what a great throw to air it out, leave it hanging by his quarterback and let him go up and get the ball.
I'm sure that's not the first of the conversation. That was just the exclamation point at the end of that particular conversation. Wow, what a play. Now it's 42-31. You don't pull out the onside kick just yet, do you?
Not yet. The way the defense got you the ball back. You want to keep this deep. You want to give Creekside any momentum. Try to pin them deep one more time to get the short field against this defense.
Let's see if John Brenton can put it into the end zone.
You can see the Creekside front line. They're aware. They're looking for that onside kick. They're not going to bail out early. They're going to make sure he kicks this ball before they move.
Straight on kick will be returnable from the 4. Coming around this way, Hill gets around the corner, and Hill runs it up to the 34-yard line. Armani Hill. And that is where Creekside will go on offense. Now let's check in with Cody.
Yeah, Caden Benson came off the field after that big hit by Guyton, went into the tent. They're working on his left shoulder a little bit. You can kind of see it slumping as he runs back out there. But he wasn't going to let him not go back into the game, so he is back out there.
Don't let him take your helmet away. So 1st and 10, when they start grabbing your helmet, that means you're coming out.
Just don't take it off. That's how you do it. Just keep it on. But you imagine Creekside is going to get to running the ball, as we talked about. That's what they've dominated this game with, being able to run the ball, the big plays in the run game.
And kind of go back to their decision to go for it on 4th and 4 on their side of the 50. That probably was not necessary. You're being aggressive. That's your mentality, but maybe overly aggressive right there.
You work the clock, let the clock run down.
Big run right here, breaks into the open, and all the way down to the 36-yard line goes Walker.
Nice job, Gary Walker. Just a power back. Great balance right here to get off of these little hits as he works his way through. Just running through the arm tackle. 6 feet, 200-pound junior. Had 8 100-yard gains this season.
And that puts him at 99 yards rushing for the night. Benson is their leading rusher with 134. Consider that he had only 372 yards in their first 14 games. Handoff goes near side run right here by Walker again, and he gets down, stays in bounds.
Love how he made that decision. That was a business decision right there to make sure nobody pushed him out of bounds. Felt like he wasn't going to get the first down, but he stayed in bounds to keep that clock going. And now you see the offense starting to make sure they're deep into the play clock before they snap the ball.
They're up to the line with 20 seconds on the play clock. Will they hold them there? You see half of the offensive line, they're standing up. It's hard to get down in that crouch and stay in that crouch for that long, isn't it?
That lactic acid starts building up when you're in that crouch stance.
Gary Walker scrambles forward for the first down at the 22-yard line. That's a real thing. I mean, if you get those offensive linemen down in that crouch and hold them there for 20-plus seconds, it becomes a difficult thing.
Yeah, game 15, this offensive line has done a great job up front blocking. They got Devin Harris in there at that tight end position, all the big bodies in there now.
1st and 10, ball at the 21, milking the clock. See the offensive lineman, only one of them's down in his crouch right now. Handoff goes to Walker. And Walker's going to pick up a couple of yards on the play. They're happy with that because now they've burned the clock below 9.
This is what you call your 4-minute offense, where it's really just the same play on the other side. You just keep trying to fall forward and secure the ball and try to get a first down.
Look at that, 9.4 yards per carry. Running the ball, they've allowed only 1 sack tonight. That offensive line has been big. 2nd down and 9. Direct snap goes to Kelly. Said Kelly holding on to the football, gets driven back by Guyton.
Damian Guyton still in there fighting. A man amongst boys, working his way, weaving his way through all that traffic to come up with that tackle.
7 total tackles for Guyton. He's got a quarterback sack, a TFL, and a touchdown pass.
Inside the situation, run the ball here. You feel quarterback draw most likely here. Caden Benson.
He's been their +1 in the running game today. Setting up the pass, going deep, and a jump ball incomplete. Is broken up, trying to get the ball to Said Kelly, and good job there. That was Larson Little, I think. The linebacker got matched up on the running back. That's the kind of matchup that you want, but he made a nice play on it.
They got beat earlier in this same situation with Said Kelly right there. Rail route, taking a big hit once again. Caden Benson, this time just not able to come up with the ball, trying to adjust to the ball, and got there a little early. That left arm got in there a little early by Larson Little.
So they'll keep the offense on the field on the 4th down and 10. Will not try a field goal from here. This would be about a 37-38 yarder. Benson, straight drop back, heavy rushes coming, fire to the far side to Henderson. He will not get the first down, so the Benedictine defense holds.
Unfortunately, having to come back to get this ball, took him out of first down yardage, was Bam Henderson.
So waiting for the signal here. They still have not set the ball, but the Benedictine defense coming off the field, the offense coming on, they hold, and they get the ball back when we get back with 7:33 to go. Back on offense at their 13. To the far side and throws it behind the shoulder of Frazier.
Good coverage out there by Sean Williams, trying to get the ball to their top receiver, Bubba Frazier. And this Benedictine team, they're going to have to get vertical. They still feel like they're going to have to make some chunk plays here. They're in striking distance here, and you feel like this is the drives to really close that gap. You got to put some points on the board.
Well, you got to figure under normal circumstances, you only have 2 possessions left in this game. So do the math. They got to score. Play action. Cannon being flushed out of the pocket and throw. Hit as he throws. Incomplete at the 28-yard line. Broken up. Nice play over there by Sean Williams, who got beat on the touchdown pass earlier. Gets his hand in there and breaks this one up.
Nice coverage, trying to extend the play is Stephen Cannon, but the pressure right here. Late dog coming right there, 19. Our man, Farley, once again in there making a play.
Yeah, didn't get his hands on it. He just glanced off the hands of the wide receiver, but he was there to run him out of bounds. So 3rd down and 10.
This is the down
you can't punt here.
No, this situation, you got to go for it. You can't give them the ball back.
So you need to get at least half the yardage right here, or maybe get 7 or 8.
You got to go into a 4-down mentality in this 3rd and long.
Think a timeout's going to be called.
Timeout, Creekside. That is their first.
Frazier cannot run under it.
Double coverage back there. Sean Williams, Tyree Colsey, just trying to put some air under it for Bubba Frazier. And we talked about here not being able to find yourself punting the ball. It's a tight decision. I don't think you can give them the ball back.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, at 4th and 10, your chances of converting on this And basically, if you don't convert, game over. So are you ready for it to be game over with 7 minutes to go?
Gonna try to extend it. Coach Britt sending the punt team out here.
I mean, I just don't think you can give the ball to Creekside right here.
And still trying to make a decision about this situation.
Timeout's going to be called.
Just a tough situation right here.
Not a situation that you want to be in.
That is their first charge timeout of the half.
Execution is a premium. We've seen Cannon punt, not had a lot of success punting the ball tonight either. So you imagine this ball is going to be good field position if it doesn't get a bounce for Creekside.
Benedictine has never lost a state finals. This is their 5th all-time state finals. They have never lost. They won back-to-back earlier in this decade when the games were played across town at Georgia State Stadium. Beat Cedartown in 2022. That game was played in a monsoon, except it was cold. It was a cold monsoon, and they got a goal line stand on the final play of the game to beat Cedartown 14-13. And then they beat Carver Columbus in 2021. But they've never lost a state finals, but here they are down 11 points with 7:16 to go.
Right now, Creekside doesn't have anybody back. They're just going to play punt safe. Don't want to run into the kicker. And they're just going to let this ball lay up wherever it lays up.
Cannon, oh, nice kick because he gets a huge bounce at the end of it. And it finally rolls dead at 31-yard line. That's what you call flipping the field. And that's where Creekside takes over. So now if they can get a 3-and-out stop, they still got a shot. And maybe not even a 3-and-out spot, but a stop pretty quickly.
Yeah, you got to get a stop here. You're 3-and-out, not just for time, but for field position. Benedictine has not really been able to take the ball 70, 80 yards. So they need the short field. They need to get in the end zone quick. Creekside, you imagine they're going to come out in that run-heavy formation once again, try to run the ball or spread them out with that diamond formation or trips left, trips right, and try to let them run quarterback draw.
They've rushed for 310 yards tonight, Creekside.
Going with the quarterback keeper there, just safe, ball security. You want a first down, but if you can just execute, run the clock down, shave another minute and 45 off.
They've scored 42 points tonight, Wayne, and that's 2 touchdowns, 15 points below their per game average. So in that regard, Benedictine's done a good job.
Yeah, they have them on the ropes, only 42 points.
Keeper by Benson.
Here's the down. You got to make the tackles. You got to make the play. No penalties. And you can see Benson laboring that left arm, kind of hanging there. But he's a senior. This is his last year. He wants a championship. He's laying it on the line. He has been everything and more for this team this season.
Trying to put the crowning touch on his marvelous high school football career. And hopefully, and I certainly believe it will continue in college. It's just a matter of where is that going to be. Might have to wait until signing day, the next one, to figure that out. So 4th down and a timeout, I think, is going to be called by Benedictine, wisely so. Not going to let him just bleed the clock on down, so stops the clock at 5:31. But that will leave Benedictine with just 1 timeout remaining.
Benedictine, that is their second charge timeout of the half.
Now, if you're Creekside, you just got to execute and get this ball off. It's been a couple of times here tonight. We've seen some close encounters in the punt game.
Britt had burned the timeout thinking he's going to get the ball back, and now the first down by Creekside. Walker again on the carry. So Walker with that run right there went up over 100 yards. They've got two 100-yard rushers here tonight. Walker's at 143 and Benson's at 138. A 345 total rushing the ball for Creekside tonight.
Dominant up front, running the ball, regardless of who's carrying it. The offensive line is executed. Haven't had a lot of penalties or at all up front. And just doing a good job finishing blocks and these backs. Coach Dixon said he feels like he has as good a running back room as anyone in the state.
We'll see if this Benedictine offense can regroup. You can kind of see they were thinking they were getting off the field. That's not the case as Benson runs out of bounds. He had no choice. He didn't want to there, but he had to. Let's go down to Cody.
You talk about the future for Caden Benson, and it might be an HBCU. Well, it's a who's who of HBCU coaches here on the sideline. Tuskegee, Albany State, FAMU, Howard, all down here keeping eyes on number 7. So maybe there is a future there.
Yeah, Tuskegee's the only one that's offered. And my question to those coaches is, why haven't you offered yet? What more do you got to see, right?
He's showing you the complete package, the ability to throw the ball this season, along with what we already knew is speed and athleticism.
And congratulations that Tuskegee's already pulled the trigger and made that offer, but you'd like to give the young man some choices here. He's had a marvelous career, fabulous senior season. Looks like he's going to cap it in the biggest possible way with a state championship. And he might even get the towel.
Which would definitely make him.
I mean, the towel. I mean, that's everybody plays for the towel, right?
The crowning jewel.
The Georgia Cotton Commission Player of the Game towel.
I was the player of the game in the state championship. That says it all.
And I got a towel.
Yes.
Yeah, we've had some players like Cam Wood at Carrollton. He's won a couple of them this year. Timeout's going to be called by Creekside.
Creekside, that is their second.
It's 4th and 9,
timeout
so
of the
they're
half.
facing decision time here. Do you punt it or do you just try to pick up the first down? I don't think either one's a bad decision. Whatever you do, I think you're okay doing it.
Either one of them right here, you're in a win-win. The punt, only thing, most likely you're vulnerable to have it blocked. So don't be surprised if he just ran the ball once again, quarterback draw.
Well, Wayne, we were talking about the Carrollton-Buford game. That's just one of the many games we have on the air for you tomorrow. It starts with the flag championships. Wiley Ballard. Dave Reynolds on the call for Whitewater, North Oconee, Milton, and Blessed Trinity, and then Toombs County and Worth County. Larry Smith and Sam Crishaw there for that one. Hatefield and Carver. I'll be joined by Rusty Manziel, and then Wayne back in the booth with me for the 8 o'clock 6A championship, Carrollton and Buford. Of course, you will remember that Carrollton knocked Buford out of the state playoffs in the state semifinals in the final game ever at Tom Ryden Stadium back a year ago. 4th down, they keep the offense out there. Benson scrambling to his right, throwing right there in the middle. Bam, if he can get the first down, can put this game on ice, and it's going to be close.
And got an assist right here by LaDamian Guyton as he's trying to clean this play up. Kind of pushed him forward. He was about a yard short until Guyton hit him. Watch right here the effort. We've seen this kind of effort all night long by Bam Henderson right here, trying to get upfield. Watch the assist here. A little short. And gets a yard, gets knocked forward a yard there to make it a closer measurement.
So he did not get it, though. They signal ball goes over on down, so Benedictine's going to get one more crack at this thing on offense. And then if they can score a touchdown, then they pray for some kind of miracle recovery on an onside kick or something like that. But you got to score the touchdown first before you start thinking about all that.
Let's see if they try to get this ball, force it to Mallard. You imagine he's going to find himself in a double coverage situation. But he's been their big play down the field here out on the edge.
You know, they just have not been able to get the ball to Frazier like you would want them to. 4 carries, 38 yards, 1 catch for 11 yards. And now he's been nicked up the last couple of weeks. Ball up in the air for Mallard. Mallard's been their big play guy all night. Flag comes out. I thought, if anything, Mallard was the guy initiating the contact.
Tight coverage. Tyree Cozy matched up out there with Mallard. They've been going at it all night long. He's been their big play receiver tonight.
Pass interference on the defense. That penalty is 15 yards, first down.
And Mallard 5 catches for 131 and a couple of touchdowns, and also 26 yards rushing. You make the call here, Wayne. What do you think?
Right here, tight coverage. It looks like Mallard is trying to work back to the ball right there. And a lot of that is just that Cozy never got his head around. Right there, look, as you can see, never looked to try to even.
Yeah.
He was out of bounds by the time he even turned his head around.
Impeded his path on the route as well, so it was a good call by the officials, who've done a fabulous job here tonight. Dave, you can pass that along to him. Tell Greg and his guys they did a great job here tonight. So second down, 13. Clock continues to run. Benedictine has only one timeout remaining. Crossing route, trying to get it to Frazier right there, and Cannon threw behind him.
Once again, just so much pressure up front. Defensive line, first down. Williams gets a sack. Now we're in third and long. This defense, they're built for this situation. They want you in this passing situation. Unreal numbers coming into this game.
You know, we got to give credit to Creekside, because you and I wondered what kind of Creekside team we would see in the second half. Did they have the killer instinct? Were they built for the 4-quarter fight? Mo Dixon told Cody they were built for the 4-quarter fight, and he was right.
Yeah, he said they were built for 8 quarters.
Yeah.
So, you know, he had total confidence that even though they hadn't found themselves in that situation, that his team was mentally and physically able to continue. And they're still playing at a high pace.
Fourth down. Line to gain is the other 48. They got to get there to keep this game going. Pass is complete, and they will keep it going as they go back to Mallard again for another clutch catch at the 45-yard line.
Good job rolling outside the pressure there by Cannon. Aaron Mallard has been his guy tonight down the field. The young junior came into this game as the third receiver in a lot of ways. Really has shined here tonight for his quarterback.
Ball caught by Washington. Joshua Washington makes 2 men miss, and finally out of bounds at the 31-yard line.
Good job right there, being patient, working underneath there to Joshua Washington.
You're exactly right with Mallard. He came into the game, he was third on the team in total catches. And he has been their top go-to guy tonight. 1st and 10. Frazier on a crossing route. They can't get it there. They throw behind Washington and nearly intercepted. Tavares Johnson nearly had the pick.
Kind of just floated it out here as Cannon. Nothing really on this pass as he threw it. No zip on the ball. Good break there by Johnson to get a hand on it. Knock it out of Joshua Washington's hands.
Washington actually was the one who broke up the pass because it was going to be intercepted. He reached back and knocked it out of Tavares Johnson's hands. Keeps him on the field on offense. Just trying to get some more points here. Try to keep themselves alive for a miraculous finish. It's going to be tough. Cannon to the air, running the fade route deep, incomplete at the goal line. Flag out.
Once again, that matchup, Cozy and Mallard doing a good job, good route, but Cozy is just not right here. You got to look for the ball, grabbing. You can see that right arm. Easy call there for the official to make. Very easy
Pass
call.
interference on the defense. That penalty is 15 yards, resulting in a first down.
I would think that Mallard's going to get some attention here on the recruiting circuit this coming spring. I mean, a 5'10", 175 junior that Coach Danny Britt described as ridiculously fast and explosive, great deep threat. We've seen all those things to fit that description here tonight. I would think that he would be a valuable commodity come the spring.
Yeah, good size, great hands, and the speed is the difference for him.
First and 10, new first down at the 16-yard line. Time running short, though, 1:38 to go. Cannon fires off the hands of Washington.
Still had a chance here. Got to get in the end zone. But you put yourself in a situation that at least you can put some points on the board, whether it's the field goal or the touchdown. Always like that feeling of getting that touchdown, though, and leaving that 3 points to be the decider. But here, trying to work. Want to get vertical. Want to get this ball in the end zone. Throw some of these routes into the end zone if you can.
Second down and 10. Cannon on the run. Knocked down. There's going to be a flag on that one. It's going to be a 15-yard gift right there. Might be a half the distance at this point.
Just a bad mistake there by Tank Holt, finishing the play, working to the sideline.
It's clearly out of bounds at that point.
Clearly out of bounds right there. Farley pulled him out of bounds. Tank Holt just working and just can't make this kind of play in this situation.
Wayne, we've talked about this. We talk about it every week. You know, big man makes the run across the field. He can't just stop, can he?
No, his intentions are.
I've run too far. I have run way too far to not get a hit in.
After the play, personal foul on the defense. That penalty is half the distance to the goal, third down.
Half the distance in this case only gives. It's still going to be 3rd and 2 here.
From the 7. Benedictine has it 3rd and 2, even though the PA announcer just announced a 1st and goal. It is not that yet. Cannon toss goes to Washington. He wants to throw a pass, incomplete. 4th down.
Good coverage, staying back right there. No signs that that play was being called right there. He didn't, just kind of threw it as he was running. Being deceptive right there is Benedictine. 4th and 2 here. Creekside, keep your eye. Cannon can make it with his feet, so you don't want to get out of your rush lanes. You want to make him have to throw this ball from the pocket.
Maybe our final meaningful play of the game right here. Cannon flushed, chased, running for his life. Terrell gets around Terrell. Now turns upfield, gets the first down, down inside the 1.
Looks like they gave him the touchdown. He signaled touchdown right there as he flipped over to the defender.
Well, I'd like to see the replay on this. I thought he came down inside the 1.
Looks like they're going to line up for the extra point here.
Let's see. I thought he came down inside the 1. Well, we'll see. Here we go.
Pressure, pushing him out the pocket, getting to the edge, finally deciding to get north and south. And let's see right there, he is short of that goal
down.
line.
Yeah,
he's on the 1-yard line right here. As you can see that elbow right there, he's down.
Yeah.
The previous play is under review.
I still got it.
But a great decision. Stephen Cannon being able to get out of the pocket and use the weapon. We talked about his speed and ability to improvise and extend plays, coming up big right there.
So they're going to put this ball down at the 1, and it will be 1st and goal to go there, but now you're down to 1:10 to go. Great job, as you mentioned, by Cannon right here, just to get to the sideline, then turn upfield as fast as he could.
Saw the green grass and going to pay the price to try to get this touchdown, but right here where that forearm hits, he is down right there at that 1-yard line, at least having to run one more play to get a touchdown.
Colsey did a great job to get down there and You might be thinking at home, well, how significant is this? Well, it's pretty significant because now you're going to make them run one more play. Even if they get the touchdown, they got to get that onside kick, but you're cutting into the time that they're going to have to work with if all of that were to unfold correctly and in the right way for them. This is going to make them run another play.
You got to at least run another 5, 6, 8 seconds on this play based on what they call. Should be an easy call here. Probably just looking for what time is left on the clock.
You can see Greg Norton signaling, yeah, you can say his elbow was down. Another look at it right here. Great tackle by Colsey right there. And then the elbow down right there at the 1, maybe inside the 1 a little bit. Elbow down at the 1, certainly before the ball broke the plane of the goal line. And Cody down on the sideline just informed our producer Glenn Diamond that the guys down there, the hands team down on the Creekside sideline is actually practicing field with them. Taking ground balls like a shortstop. And by the way, the Braves did get their shortstop. The Hassan Kim did agree to a 1-year deal with the Braves today. So a little bit of news for the day.
I see Parker Lewis over there for Benedictine. You can see
he's
him
practicing
the
onside
kick over there. 94 on the sideline. And it's always about the bounce of that ball. If you can get that ball just to bounce a little, get a coverage team an extra step to get into position to recover it.
So I think what's going on here is, and we'll bring Dave in real quick. Dave, are they debating the touchdown or just where the ball needs to be placed?
So they've already looked at this a bunch of times upstairs. They're confirming the lateral spot probably at this point to make sure that it should be at the top of our screen here in the booth, that they'll be down short of the goal line at the 1-yard line.
They're not debating whether it's a touchdown, just where the ball is going to be placed.
Correct, and in my opinion at least. And, 2 things here while we're here. Under 2 minutes, there's no coach's challenge. Under 2 minutes in this video review process. Same for overtime. That's all from upstairs. And then all scoring plays are reviewable by the booth. So although they were setting up the PAT pretty quickly, the replay process working through it.
So while you're here, let me ask you, so is the spot of the ball where the elbow hit or where the ball was in the air? He's got the ball held up in the air. When the elbow hits, he's kind of falling forward, spinning forward. So what's the call?
After video review, the runner's forearm was down before the ball crossed the goal line. It will be first and goal at the half-yard line, and the clock will start on the ready for play.
So the ball gets spotted where the ball is when the runner is down.
Right.
So where the ball is.
So they had to determine where the ball was up in the air, bring it down to the ground.
And we don't have the pylon camera that we love so much other places.
So first and goal to go now. Benedictine needs to score a quick touchdown right here. They don't need to dilly-dally, need to get it in right away. They don't have Guyton in there this time, and Cannon on the quarterback keeper, and he got in for the touchdown.
Late signal right there that it was a touchdown. Looks like Lyman is on the ground here as well.
So they will be going for 2.
But you can see right here, let's see if the ball breaks the plane. I'm not sure if that ball.
I think this one's going to get reviewed too.
It has to review this. It didn't really get the feeling that the ball broke the plane.
Looked like maybe his shoulder broke the plane, but not the ball.
And you can see Coach Dixon throwing his flag, but Dave Reynolds has already told us that coaches can't challenge. But right here, I don't see that ball.
No, it never got there.
It never got there.
It never got there, and that was Carter Jamison, number 9, I think, coming up from that safety spot to kind of push his shoulder back. That was the key. The ball was in his right arm, and he was leading with his right shoulder, and it was headed towards the goal line, and then Jamison comes up and puts the hit on him and forces the arm back with the ball in it and never broke the plane, at least in my opinion.
Looks like the center, Reef Leonard, got banged up on that play. Has to go to the sideline for at least one play, getting looked at.
Yeah, he got hurt and missed their first playoff game during this last month. Looks like it took a knot on the head again. Hopefully he's okay. Right there, that's that helmet to helmet right there as they were all colliding in there.
His helmet
lost
came
his
off.
helmet.
Yeah.
Oh man, that hurts. That hurts.
The ruling of a touchdown is under further review.
Tough kid.
Once again, Matt, as you alluded to, another win for Creekside, because even if it takes you another play, another 6-8 seconds will come off this clock here.
All of this only helps Creekside right here, because I think this touchdown is going to be called back.
Right there, you can see Gannon.
Never got
ball
there.
Just never. He tried to push it forward, but big hit by Jamison.
That just shows you how much a game of inches it actually is. Jamison comes in there and puts that hit on him. If Jamison doesn't make that contact, that ball's going to get over.
Get over, finishing the play. Playing to the whistle. Left tackle Colin Ward looks like he's going to move over there to center.
That's what they did in the first round playoff game. Ward moved over from left tackle and played the center spot when Leonard got hurt that week and couldn't go. And the looks on these offensive linemen's faces, man, they have been in a total war tonight, haven't they?
There's been a lot of pressure. This defensive front has lived up to
After
billing.
video review, the touchdown stands.
Interesting.
Interesting call there, Dave.
I didn't think the ball broke the plane.
So point of note there on the review process, you're looking for indisputable video evidence. And so with that camera angle, with all the bodies in there, that's why you hear the word stands still in high school.
I got you. Didn't look like that was the case, but I certainly understand they didn't feel like they had the video evidence to overturn the call. So it's 42-37. Benedictine running a 2-point play here. This is big. Cannon rolling, throwing. They got the two to Frazier, and it's 42-39. Don't go anywhere just yet.
Great play action fake right there, sucking the linebackers, allowing Frazier time to cross the field. Good throw there, strong throw by Cannon.
Man, you got to give these teams so much credit here tonight. Twice now, Benedictine has come from a big deficit. They just won't die. They just won't quit. Trying to squeeze every second out of this game, and now they've got a chance. They're going to run an onside kick. They got to recover that kick. And then if they recover that kick, they're a field goal away from tying it and sending it to overtime, or a touchdown from winning it.
And it's all about the bounce here for Parker Lewis. Can he get this ball to bounce? Give his coverage team time to get that 10 yards. Big pressure here. Creekside is. Some of the players were warming up on the sideline, getting ready, anticipating this happening.
No quit, no die in Danny Britt's team. And now they are a kick recovery away from still having a chance here. Of course, Creekside, if they can cover this thing, they can all but celebrate. And here is the onside kick, the bounce. And Creekside, did they get on top of it? I think they did. They covered it well, and it will be the Seminoles ball at the 48-yard line. Benedictine has only one timeout remaining, and then Creekside can take the victory formation and win the state championship.
Great job here by Red Hill right there, sitting in there and taking that hit. Those big bodies are coming, trying to knock that ball out there. as you can see, having to pay the price to cover that ball. Good job of sitting in there, catching it off the bounce, and absorbing the hit.
So 1st and 10 with 64 seconds to go. Benedictine has 1 timeout remaining. Let's see where they line up in here. I don't think they'll start taking a knee just yet, although they could. They could take a knee right here and have Benedictine burn the timeout and then just knee it out.
Looks like they're going to go to victory formation here and just.
They don't have to run they don't have to really run a meaningful play. They're doing it though out of the shotgun, which is always a scary thing. And there's the knee, and the timeout called right away by Benedictine.
Timeout, Benedictine. That is their 3rd and final timeout of the half.
But the math is working against the Cadets now because they have no opportunity to stop the clock any longer. And Creekside has to run only 2 more plays, and they can do the same thing again twice more and hoist that state championship trophy. There it is.
Creekside, Coach Dixon. Talking to him, you just felt the confidence he had and that his team could take care of business. And they found themselves down at halftime. They had to make some adjustments at halftime, and they were able to do it. We wondered how they would react in a tough game, tight game.
And both these coaches, just great guys, and we've known both of them a while. And Mo Dixon, of course, developed a great fondness for him and talking to him and working with him over the year. And Benson takes the knee. They'll need to do that one more time. And then they can celebrate their first state championship since 2013 and just the 2nd in the program's great history. This school opened back in 1990 after the merger of Campbell of Fairburn and Palmetto High School. And there it is. Creekside, 2025 state champions and a perfect 15-0. Finished the season with a state record 845 points scored. They complete the deal, and they celebrate here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
What a great job here tonight. Both sides of the ball to Coach Dixon. When you look at this team, able to run the ball early, get behind, and then still be able to make big plays running the ball. And then just the defense consistently getting this team in situations where they could get to their specialty, and that is sacking the quarterback, getting after the quarterback. That was the key for them. But what a great win for Coach Dixon and his staff.